Alright, the next thing to build will be the waist unit. Obviously, this shouldn't be this difficult to make. But here we go. Put this one over here. Like so. Now, I think I have to put this one here. Nope, of course not. This one. Here we go. So remember I said that I'm only going to paint one side, and that's what I did. Same thing with the trim, which I am often hidden under here. There it is. And then the blue trim goes right there, if it decides to go in. Based on how it's going in the part, I may have to look into the possibility that I may have to glue these. Just a light application on it. Don't you fall in. Alright, let's try this one. Doesn't seem to want to stick or snap in. So again, this, wow. You know what, I'm doing it now. Alright, you stay there until I tell you to. Alright, so I'm going to have to do the same thing with the other two. And these guys as well. So let me put the trim on this one. No. Yeah, it was the other one. Okay. This one. Yeah. I was right the first time. There we go. Now these are the ones that I said that these are held by pressure points. And not very fond of that. I'm really liking how the blue came out on this part, on these pieces. And I do have to comment on the other metallic blue paint that did not work well with me on this kit. So I guess that's it. So the one thing I need to do is, I guess in this position, we take him going in the back, holding on to that. This one goes here. Then the front Get over here. Snap it into play like there. Bring it down. Or, oh, wrong one. There we go. Are you serious? Why don't you want to go in? I am doing this right, am I? I think... Wait a minute. Yeah, I guess that goes there, but I don't want to accidentally scrape off this plastic, so I got to be very careful on how I position this. Alright, so that goes like that. And if I look at the manual properly, oh, okay, so that's right. Alright, so this one goes here. And one goes there. Another pressure point item, which I kind of like, this one. And there you go. It's pretty good. Took a little longer than I expected, but the effect is great. So let's move on to the next part. Okay, now we move on to building the arm. Since I've already painted the entire arm, I don't, there was no reason for me to have this in parts and paint it individually. I kept it like this. But to put the armor on, I have to remove this guy. And then first up, you want to take the blue armored part from the forearm and slide it in where you see the gap here and here. Now, please note, I had difficulties with the other arm with this and realized it was the wrong part, so be very careful. And of course, it'll have a little bit of resistance considering the fact that you painted, I painted the inner frame, but it should go in nice like that. Ooh, I forgot a part. Here we go. The blue collar or cuff. Excuse me. This one has no specific point, so you can put it on no matter what position, as long as it goes in. There we go. All right. Now, going back to this. Let's slide it. No, this one. I'm sorry. Since this is the left arm, you have to make sure that this is on this position. There we go. So it looks like that. That way, you can bring this part in, and then swivel the actual connector this way. Now, let's put on the shoulder frame. And then we put this guy in. Now we put the yellow trim. And let me build the hand. Now, many of you commented about the manipulator hands that I purchased for some of the kits that I believe was going to have some problems with. Frankly, I didn't realize that the size of the manipulator hands was about at least 75% bigger than the hands that I have right now. So, I'm not going to build those hands for this kit. I'm very sorry. I will build it, just for you guys if you want to see it. So, once we get these hands in, we slide them in. By the way, since it's painted, it's a little bit more tighter, so you don't have to worry about it falling off. Now, the most unique part is the shoulders, which you got to be very careful how you slide them in. There we go. Check that out. That came out damn good. Look at that. And then finally, snap them in. And there you have it. The arms of the Deathscythe Gundam is done. Let's move on to the next part, and that is the torso. Now we're going to build the body unit of, or excuse me, the torso of the Deathscythe. And I have all the parts that you see here, but I want to take a moment to be a little honest to you guys. I don't want to cheat anyone from seeing what I do. I like to show all my, all the stuff that I can do, both the positive and the negatives, and the mistakes that I make. And one mistake has been driving me nuts for a couple of days now. Now, everybody has, who build model kits, sometimes will accidentally, damage a part, scratched up a part, broken a part, things like that, But one of the most common things that always happens to everybody is they lose parts. And one part in particular is this guy. This is actually the shoulder vent, the chest vent of the torso. As you can see, I'm showing you the right one because I have no idea where the fuck the left one is. I spent 2 days searching for this. I couldn't find it. It's like, where the fuck this is? I cleaned my house, I cleaned my room, I went to places that I don't even think cockroaches went, and I couldn't find it. So as you can see, I was very frustrated, to the point where I even think I was going to remove all my videos of this. But fortunately, a good friend of mine, after speaking to her countless hours about this, gave me a suggestion. She said, why don't I scratch build it? And I think it took me a few minutes to realize, you know what, she's absolutely right. I always wanted to scratch build something, but I've never committed to it. So I said to myself, why don't I scratch build this? How hard could it be? I decided to make the left part of it, but it didn't match, no matter how hard I tried. So I said, you know what? I'm putting this to the side in case I find it. And I'm going to make my own vents. And here they are. Sorry. Yeah, that doesn't look... Alright, I'll show you this one. This is a lot easier. So here's my vent, my left vent, and my right vent. Sorry guys if this doesn't focus. I have it right there. We'll put it right here. So you can see I used styrene that I had. I increased the thickness of it to match the thickness of the part. It's maybe like a micromillimeter of a thickness, smaller than what I just created, but it fits the bill. I actually, made the corners like that in an angle based off the part. which had to be like that. Then I had to trim, sand it down, glued it, primed it, painted, and gave it the yellow coating, the yellow clear that I showed you guys earlier. Tell me what you guys think, if I did a good job.